It always starts the same way, with a label tossed into a conversation like it was carved into stone. A term so confidently delivered that no one stops to ask where it came from. And somewhere in that noise, a strange hybrid begins circulating, a phrase that tries to stitch two incompatible worlds together. Anglo-Italian. The storyteller steps into that moment, not to scold, but to observe the quiet absurdity of it. Because the term doesn't just miss the mark, it misses the continent. It floats around debates and comment sections as if it were a long-established truth. Yet it collapses the moment anyone traces it back to history, language, or geography. The irony is almost cosmic. The word Anglo has never been mysterious. It has always pointed in one direction, toward the English world, toward the lineage of the Anglo-Saxons, toward Northern Europe. It is a term rooted in a specific cultural sphere, shaped by English language, English customs, English historical development. Nothing about it drifts south toward the Mediterranean sun. Italy, meanwhile, stands in a completely different story. Its identity is carved from the Roman world, the Latin linguistic family, and the Mediterranean basin. Its architecture, food, religion, and social rhythms come from centuries of Southern European evolution. The two worlds do not overlap. They do not merge. They do not form a hybrid. And yet, in modern conversations where nuance is often replaced by convenience, someone eventually tries to fuse them. The storyteller watches this happen with a kind of dry amusement, because the attempt reveals something deeper than a simple mistake. It exposes how easily identity can be flattened when people reach for shortcuts instead of accuracy. To understand the scale of the mismatch, the storyteller lays out the foundation with slow, deliberate clarity. Italians belong to the Latin family, a cultural constellation that includes Spanish, Portuguese, Greek, and other Mediterranean communities. Their languages share roots. Their traditions share rhythms. Their histories share migrations, struggles, and triumphs. These connections are real, documented, and centuries old. None of them align with the Anglo tradition. Not linguistically, not historically, not culturally, not geographically. So, when someone confidently declares Italians to be Anglo-Italian, the storyteller sees the real issue. It is not malice. It is not hostility. It is the modern habit of forcing complexity into boxes that were never designed to hold it. A world that prefers quick labels over accurate ones. A world that sometimes forgets that identity is not a matter of opinion. Identity is built from language, geography, shared experience, and historical continuity. It cannot be rewritten because someone misheard a term or misunderstood a category. It cannot be reshaped by convenience. It cannot be merged with something that has no connection to it. The storyteller pauses, letting the weight of that truth settle, because the danger is not in the label itself, but in what it reveals. When society rushes to categorize others, it often exposes its own misunderstandings more than the identities it tries to define. It shows how easily people forget the origins of words, the meaning of heritage, and the importance of cultural precision. And so the story ends with a quiet reminder, delivered with the calm certainty of someone who's watched this pattern repeat across generations. Italians are many things: Mediterranean, Latin, Southern European, but they are not Anglo. Not historically, not culturally, not linguistically, not in any framework that respects truth. Sometimes clarity begins with something simple, remembering where words come from and who they actually describe.